I love that. I love that intro. Thank you, Jeff, again. You know, the bucket of balls, I have not hit a bucket of balls in a long time. I have not practiced.
That's a shame.
It is.
That's a big shame.
As a golf professional, it really stinks.
Jeff.
So, welcome, folks. Welcome to Fantasy Golf TV. My sidekick today is Shan Coughlin from thegolfdirector.com.
So excited to be here.
I appreciate you being here. Well, we had to have you on because you're just moving up.
I'm trying.
You're the weekly winner this week, and you and Frank, your husband.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, I know we're going to get into some picks and all and what you think of for this week. And being as you're moving up, we're definitely going to get your advice. But, yeah, you told me earlier that you have a little bit of a different strategy. You and your husband kind of have the team together and you kind of work through it together. And so we're going to get you some insight on that, on how they are moving up in the standings. But we thank you for joining us this week. I always like to look back before we move forward, and what a week it was at TPC Sawgrass, huh?
Finally, something so exciting to watch.
It was awesome. I mean, it was. And no tiger in sight.
No tiger in sight. People coming out of nowhere. I mean, really? Who shoots 11 under in 7 holes?
Crazy.
Crazy.
I mean,
like,
awesome.
what off the, no, I mean, nobody even looking. Camera's not even on him, and he comes out of nowhere and wins.
Yeah. In
eventually.
fact, his mom left.
Yeah.
I mean, that was awesome, to think of. I mean, well, first of all, what mom...
Well, not awesome that she left.
No, well, what mom would leave? I mean,
know.
This is a major tournament. This is, they say, the 5th major, right? And your mom leaves?
I know.
My son's out of it. And she leaves. What is that? My mom would never leave me.
She should have taken the girlfriend with her.
That's
and bought her some clothes.
Bought her some clothes. Well, you have issues with that. We'll get into that later, too. And she's a supermodel, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't say she didn't pull it off. I just said it wasn't appropriate for there. But we can talk about it.
Well,
we'll talk about it.
At my club, proper golf attire. At Frank's club, proper golf attire. That wasn't proper golf attire.
Yeah, well, and granted, she's a spectator. But come on.
It's proper golf attire. You're on the golf course.
Yes, exactly. And people have been kicked out before. But I guess if your boyfriend is playing and subsequently winning, they'll like. And what about the makeout session after that? I hope someone pulls him aside, really, and talks to him about that.
Well, it might have been a little much. And people are talking about it. But I see no issues. I mean, the guy, the win was so overdue. He did it in such dramatic fashion. I think it was a spur-of-the-moment kiss. Mm-hmm. Let's cut him some slack. All right?
Okay.
Her with her address, maybe, but come on, he's a young guy, man.
Okay. How many golf
all
tournaments?
Over that.
How many golf tournaments have you seen in your life?
Been to?
Seen? No, just been to, seen, whatever.
Hundreds.
How many times have you seen that? Once. Let me tell you. Again, Jordan Spieth outclasses everybody older than him. He won. Nice peck. Done.
Okay, I go with that. Now, here's the thing. If you notice, a lot of the other guys will have the kids running up, too. Yeah. So they don't get a little crazy. But there was, there's no kids involved there.
Well, this just proves...
They went that extra mile.
Yeah, this just proves you can get rid of the 70s porn star stash, but you're not going to get rid of the attitude.
Well, it was a great week, though. Listen, I mean, it was...
No disrespect to Ricky Fowler, just a little inappropriate on the end. But let me tell you, the best 6 holes of golf I've ever seen finish a tournament.
I mean, it was a home run. It really was. And it was great to see Ricky do that. I mean, especially after the press.
Team Tim.
The most overrated, one of the most overrated. And,
are we going to go there? Are we actually going to talk about it?
No, but it was great to, he just put a stamp on that.
He did.
He said, shut up.
And here's how good that really was. I am probably the most competitive person I know. The other Jeff may attest to that. And I had Sergio, Frank and I had Sergio on our team. We were hating it for the first 3 holes. And I finally looked at my husband and I said, look, you go birdie par, birdie eagle, birdie, birdie, birdie. You deserve to win. And the fact that you end up in a playoff after that was a little bit disappointing. But I was still rooting for Sergio because nobody else had him. Nobody else did. So that would have been a bonus.
And that's amazing. Why I didn't pick Sergio, and I don't even know if I had him on my bench, and I'm going to double check because he's always played well at TPC Sawgrass, always. And I didn't even have him on my bench. I don't understand what I did last week. I mean, I had 128 points,
stressful week,
which isn't bad. But I have to. I'm at a point in I've used a lot of big guns, Sergio being one of them, so I got to be careful who I'm picking. I still have 3 majors left, and it's still a good number of weeks, 12, probably 18-week season left for me.
Right.
So I'm trying to save some of my guys. Sergio should not have been one of them.
Right. Not that time.
So you had, let's see, let's check our weekly performance here, because you did really well, and I'm really proud of you guys.
Thank you. We've been knocking on the door, but we hadn't broken free. Let me tell you, it's a big joke in our house that we can absolutely pick the right players. We just never play them the right days. We always have the leading points somewhere on our team, just never playing.
Well, Gene talks about that all the time, of picking the right players, but not only just picking, put them on your bench, but playing them at the right time. And I have to be honest, I had 3 people this week that missed the cut. I mean, it was it was tough. So,
and I have to give a little dig to Jimmy Biggs. I've never seen him pick 4 people that didn't miss the cut.
Yeah, Jimmy, I was surprised at that too when I saw that. He dropped a little bit. Now, you had, for the week, for this Players' Championship, you had 178 points. Now, me, in a loss, I had 158 points. So I didn't do too bad.
No.
But I still dropped one area in the standings. So now we do have 2 leagues, folks. The Barefoot League is one of the bigger leagues. We have a lot of people in. The TGD Radio TV League is something that you can get into. Anybody can get into that. Excuse me, I'm going to turn my phone down. Sorry about that. My wife's calling me again about the boys' baseball. But anybody can get in that league. So you can always contact me. Contact us through, you can contact us through Fantasy Golf TV, and just email me, and I'll email you the link to get into the league. And,
but shoot us a comment at thegolfdirector.com. We'll get it to Jeff.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, coming up, Wells Fargo, right?
Yes.
What's good about Wells Fargo? Now, these guys on tour have played 3 of the past 5 venues was a Pete Dye course.
Right.
So now they're in a kind of a low country style. It's a little different course, although very difficult. So
yes.
I know they changed their greens. Last year was the first year with their new greens, and they've got 1 year to mature. They're only going to set them, I read this morning, they're only going to set them at 11 on the stent meter, which is not fast for PGA Tour standards. But again, I think they're big. And then the course is tight. So I expect some shot making out there. What I like is J.B. Holmes is a defending champion. Jim Furyk is a defending champion. These guys are. There's 2 different standards there, right there. Jim Furyk, his average drive is 260. Yep. He could bomb it at 270.
Yeah. He came in second last year, by the way.
He did.
Yeah.
Now, J.B. Holmes, who's the defending champion, this guy bombs it.
Yeah.
His average is 308 or something.
Yeah.
There's 2 different types of games there.
Yeah, 2 styles, absolutely.
Still, though, so I think it's anybody's game this week. So I think it's important. There's
a name on last year's leaderboard I'm not familiar with, and maybe you can add some insight. Jason Bond.
I like Jason. He's the typical blue-collar guy. He, wins $1 million on a hole-in-one contest and gets a little money in the bank. And Jason Bond. That's what he did.
I didn't know. I'm not familiar.
Oh yeah, Jason. He was kind of a struggling Monday morning qualifier guy, and he couldn't make it.
Right.
And then he won $1 million on a par 3. And in some contest, and it gave him some money in the bank to kind of relax a little bit
focus.
And de-stress, focus on his game, and now he's on the PGA Tour.
That's a great story.
It's great.
That is a great story.
And I like him. I really do.
He came in 4th last year behind Martin Flores.
He did. Past winners, Derek Ernst, I think, won in a playoff in 2013. Ricky Fowler won this. This was his inaugural event on the PGA Tour.
Okay.
What I really like about this venue is there's, I think, Ricky, Lucas Glover, Rory McIlroy, his first event that he won on a PGA Tour.
His first win,
was
right?
This one. That was in 2010, his first win. So you never know what's going to happen this year. Maybe we'll get a first-time winner. And I could see that. I really do. This was Anthony Kim's first winner back in, and I have it here, 2008. Anthony Kim won his first PGA Tour event.
Right.
So, but we got some big guns playing as well.
Yes, there are some big ones out there. And I guess I also broke rule number 1, left my phone on over there, so apologize for the music in the background, folks.
Well, we always need some music.
We always need a little music, yes.
Stuff, so.
You know who has been playing very well and actually tied for 6th last year? But I think after this past week, everybody needs to take an extra look, and has probably not used him before, is Kevin Kisner.
Oh, he's awesome. I'm telling you, I love him. I think he's great, and he's kind of a hometown guy. I mean, he's from Aiken, South Carolina, which is pretty much a neighbor of ours here in Myrtle Beach.
Absolutely.
So,
he's on my team.
He's playing real well, and I'm going to put him on my team. That's one guy, folks. Listen, put him on your team. He's playing very well right now, and I think he's going to be the, I don't want to say dark horse because he's playing so well, but he's not on a lot of guys' radar right now. But definitely great choice on that. Mm-hmm. So now let's get into that, because I want to. Now you're picking your team, and I appreciate that you're giving us one of your picks already. But you said you and your husband have a little different philosophies, and then you pick your team. So how do you guys do it?
And so I can't say I'm going to pick him yet because we haven't done the merge. So we have a system. We wait until Tuesday. Because we let whatever happened over the weekend settle on Monday.
Sure. And
then we each do our strategy, and we really don't talk about it because we do this during all fantasy sports events, because I'm a statistician by trade. So I have one way of doing it, and I'm always checking and balancing, and then he goes
You have calculators out to pick your team. That's not fair.
Well, he goes a lot more by feel and what he thinks and the press, and that's why we wait till Wednesday ultimately to pick. Just like, I thought Tiger would have done a lot better since he broke up with Lindsey Vonn, because traditionally everyone who has a breakup plays lights out after the breakup.
You're so right.
He just needed a little more sleep, I guess. But but no, what I do, and I don't mind sharing, because it hasn't always worked, obviously, but we're starting to hone it in a little bit, is I go back to the previous. I'll take last year's leaderboard, and I start going down the list. I start with number 1, which is J.B. Holmes. Mm-hmm. Is he an A player, B player? How many times have I used him already? Do I think, And so he's an automatic. Then I would go to Jim Furyk, who came in second. Again, check the numbers. Is he playing? Have I already used, depending on which category he's in. And I just go right down the list until I fill all my slots.
Good.
And
I like that.
But
now that's what you do.
That's what so in the past, just for example, a 4th place finisher might have been an A player, and I've already picked my A players. So I had to just skip and just keep going down. So a couple times I've used people that came in 20th place the year before, just because I'd already filled the other slots because of where they were.
So, okay. So, and you're the statistician.
So then I also then I take that list and I go back to the previous year before that, and I just double check to just make sure nobody.
So you go back 2 years.
I go 2 years back.
Really?
Yeah, because here's the thing.
See, I've never done that.
If you love a golf course, you love a golf course.
You're right. You're right. And it is. I remember, it all comes down to the golfer actually playing the course.
Yeah, and the only person that's really not like that is Phil Mickelson, because they say he spends up to 3 hours on every green, on every course, so he knows them all. Right. But other than him,
Phil's a good pick this week. I have him on my team, although I'm gonna keep him on the bench because he played so bad at TPC.
Yeah,
I don't know where he's at in game wise. Yeah. He's just so hot and cold sometimes.
Well, and you never know how much his health comes into play.
That's true. 44 years old, or 45 now.
Well, not 44. Old, but just the rheumatoid arthritis is one of those things that it's not there's nothing you can do. If it flares up, there is nothing you can do. I don't care how much Embro's paying him. It's going to hurt. So totally you never know.
Well, he was 7 under last year, and he came in 11th place. And this year, I like Rory. I think I'm going to put Rory on my team. What's great about Rory is he didn't start the year on the PGA Tour. He started it in the Middle East, and then it took him a while to get here. So I have some leeway to pick Rory. I've only used him like 7 or 3 times, so I can use him, and I like him in this event. He's starting to play really well. He came back from on a TPC and finished strong, so I like him. But Jason Bond, I really appreciate you saying Jason Bond, because he was on my radar, and so I like that. But I always do a top 10, my power rankings for the actual event.
Okay.
Rory is number 1, Jim Furyk's number 2, and I got Phil at number 3. With the defending champion at number 4, and Phil's the kind of the oddball one. Quail Hollow sets up so well for him.
Yeah, but he's never won there.
Well, I know, but it caters to his game perfectly, and he's 11 for 11 with top 5 finishes, and another top 4. He's he's finished 15 times. So I think those numbers alone warrant that at least he's going to remember. It's about getting you points.
Yeah, true.
And in
He's
fantasy
going to score
golf,
well at least one day.
you know, I don't think he's going to win, but
Right.
but again, I'm looking for points.
Right.
Again, that's what sustains me. I've got points with some of my guys this past week, and I got 158 points. Your leader had 178, so I still maintain part of my edge there,
Right.
and that's what I'm looking for. So. One guy that's on the radar for me because of President's Cup points
Right.
is Bill Haas. He
Oh,
is
wow, okay.
His dad, remember, his dad
I didn't
is
see
captain.
that coming anywhere.
Well, you remember, his dad
didn't
is
see
the
that.
captain. He wants to get on a team.
Yeah,
he wants to
true.
get on a President's Cup because his
True.
dad is the captain. So I'm really he doesn't have many tournaments left to gain those President's Cup points. So I think
Yeah.
Bill Haas is, and he played well this week, so he's playing well.
So he's he did
except
play
for
very
those three,
well. Yeah.
except for those 3-footers. How many? 5, 6, 7 3-footers, 4-footers he
It was
missed?
a lot.
I mean, that's just crazy. You got to
Yeah.
get a hold of that, man. You know. So
There's some putting coaches out there available.
well, we don't have much time left. So
Okay, let's go.
all right. So I want
Two people you haven't mentioned though.
What are the?
Did you mention Webb Simpson? Webb
well,
Simpson.
what I like about Webb is he's a member there.
Exactly.
It's always
How
an
can you
unfair
not-
advantage.
Yes. How can you not
know,
put him on your team?
Talk about deflating balls for an unfair advantage.
Oh.
So, no, I had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But hey, he gained an unfair advantage to be a home. That's your home course.
Right.
I think that's a. Although I don't think he played well last year.
Tied for 38th. I just
Yeah,
looked it
so he didn't play well last year. The year before he played well,
up. Right.
and I think
I can't remember if anything was going on last year or if he was. Just,
He's never actually won the event
Right.
at his home course, but he's always played well.
All right. What
and-
about one more? I got to ask you about.
Go ahead.
Martin Keimer.
I like Martin. I like Martin solid. I like Martin in all the majors this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be on my teams. I've used him a lot already, so
okay.
I don't know if I'm going to use him yet. I've set my team already.
Okay.
Let's take a look at my team, folks.
All right.
'cause,
Let's look at that.
It's let's see, for the Wells Fargo. This is again the 18th week of our season. Just to let
Okay.
you know. So we're at about halftime. So it's important, although it's segmented winter, spring. We're in the spring, and then summer. 12 weeks each segment.
No, you're still three
And-
ahead of me.
Now, right now, I've got Rory on my bench. I've got JB Holmes starting
Okay.
as the defending champion, but I think I'm going to switch them. I've got Phil Mickelson right now starting, and somebody I haven't mentioned is Gary Woodland, who's playing pretty well. I've got him on my bench.
Played very well in the match play event.
I think he's primed and ready. I think the course sets up pretty well for him at Quail Hollow. And then that's my B player for Phil. Gary's on the bench. And then my other B player starting is Kevin Kisner.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you got him in.
and then Martin Flores is on the bench. And there's two guys that nobody's talking about. Statistically wise, I think Pat Perez right now is playing very well. I did print out some statistics from the Players' Championship.
Now you're speaking my language.
And Pat Perez, actually driving accuracy,
Right.
he was tied for 17th, which doesn't sound very good, but it's actually pretty good at the Pete Dye course down there. And then greens and regulations, he's also tied for 17th. So I think he's playing well, tee to green.
Right.
He's just got to fix a little bit on his short game. But I like Pat Perez. I think he's going to come to the forefront, at least get me some points this week. And then one guy who's completely off everybody's radar, but played very well at TPC, is Rory Sabatini. And,
yes, I
so
didn't even think about that, but he did play well.
he did. So I have him on my bench right now.
Right.
And I'm gonna do a little more research. It's only Tuesday, folks. Remember,
Right.
do your research.
Yes.
And it's important. This girl will tell you she's a statistician, and she
Go
won
back
the week.
2
so
years. No,
She-
we're just fine tuning it right now. My husband goes all off gut. He completely disregards almost everything. He does. No, he looks back.
Well, how
to
do you guys
see-
decide after you're a
Okay,
so
so I
you're a
pick mine.
statistician? You pick yours.
He picks his.
Okay.
If anybody has them, so whichever ones cross over,
Okay.
we are automatic.
Automatic, right?
And then the others are up for debate.
Up for debate. So
Yeah.
that's good. So nice dinner time conversation
Yes, and
with the
he-
kids and
No,
No.
that's just us. Yeah.
Okay.
they're like, y'all are playing another game. We're like, yes.
well, they're soccer nuts anyway.
They
so.
are soccer nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, my little drummer and my soccer player.
That's
but
awesome.
no, so yeah, and oddly enough, they normally will overlap. I'll tell you, the very first brouhaha though was over Chesson Hadley, like
Really?
week 2 or 3, like back in the beginning, not even of this period, but he put my strategy to the test, and he wanted to put in someone else, so we did, and I just I'll let you, from
She
my
made him pay for it.
expression, I will let you assume what happened.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, no. So so we do have a good quality conversation
Well, folks,
about it.
that's great to know. I mean, that's
Yeah.
two people, two different strategies. I mean, they're in the same household. Lucky for them, they can get together and really narrow it down. It's not fair to us, but I didn't realize it was 2 against 1 here.
Hey,
But it's great. I mean, it's a way to kind of hone down who you're going to pick week to week. I know we're in the middle of the second session, so everybody's kind of working on. Okay, I've used him too much, and it's important that you look at your stats, look at your past. Sheila goes back 2 years for
Yep.
that particular venue, and I only go back 1, but I'm going to start looking back 2 years.
I would look back too.
Yeah. So anyway, let me just check one thing. I know we're running out of time, but Jeff behind the glass is. He said he kind of fell on his face this past week, and I want to see. Well,
He stood up having to defend
did.
yourself, Jeff.
Worst week of the season for me.
It was. Well, I thought we all had that week 4 or something was really bad, but let me see here. You had 88 points, so yeah, that wasn't.
Yeah, that was bad, man.
It wasn't the greatest. Okay, so but it's not over. Again, it's we're in the middle of part, so we appreciate you getting in the league, and you're going to join that one league. You're not in that one league. So
I've got
to
to join. Yeah, the TGD radio one. I'm definitely getting in, so and I'll just do that one by myself. I won't
Cool.
add in hubby for now.
And folks, I can. It's Yahoo. It's a Yahoo Fantasy Golf League. The group ID is 7491, and just create a team and get in there. It's a lot of fun. It's TGD Radio TV is the name of that league, and have some fun with us. We'll get you on the air, and maybe you can call in and we could talk about if you win a week or so, and we appreciate you being on board. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I've never been a guest before here,
I
so that was
appreciate-
fun.
Yeah, you're a host here at a couple
Yeah.
other TV shows, so I appreciate that, what you girls do.
Thank you.
Jeff, thank you behind the glass. I appreciate that. TGD Radio and TV, folks, are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting The Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured golf course pages, where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your next golf vacation? Hashtag just call Dave. Give us a call at 844-GO-GOLF1. That's 844-464-6531. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on a show you have missed, just click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices at iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, the Myrtle Beach Golf app, which is awesome. Please check that out. My name is Jeff Deal. Thanks for joining us. And Jeff, thanks for your expertise. And Shan Coughlin, I appreciate you being here as well.
Loved it.
More TGD golf news and information coming up, so stay tuned.
Nice. Nice, fun.